Hey guys, my name is Carl Clark, and during this tutorial I'm going to share with you some ways that you can help increase your productivity in your classroom using Google Drive. So at this point, I hope you're able to log into your Google account, access various Google applications, manage your Google Drive, create new Google applications, and once you do that, we've also shared how to get these documents out to your students' parents or other teachers to collaborate on. So at this point, I want to share with you how to actually incorporate some of these things into your learning management system, such as Google Classroom. So let's say this document here is something that I want my students to be able to view or edit. You would go to your Google Classroom, and in order to do that, obviously you could share things within the stream, whether it's a link. However, I think it would be more appropriate generally to use classwork and create an assignment. Obviously, using the stream, you could supply students with links and documents, but there's some things in here when you create an assignment that I really want to share with you to help increase your productivity. So once you title your assignment and include some instructions, you can add files from your Google Drive, and this is specifically what I want to get into during this tutorial. You can also supply students the links. So for example, if I go back to this document, I can use this link here. I can copy this link and supply that link right there that I copied into my Google Classroom. But I generally don't do that. What you can do is actually use your Google Drive. So what that'll look like is, let's say I want to upload that document that we were working on. So here I have this document attached to this assignment. And right here is where some special things can happen. Generally, I would want students to just be able to view the file, and that's extremely useful. So what you're doing now is essentially sharing with them that link and that document. But another magical feature is if you hit this drop down, you can allow students to edit the file, which under certain circumstances you would want students to edit the file. But that's rare, because what you're doing is now every student that you assign that to, in this case it's all students, every one of them would be editing the same document. And that is super useful. There is a lot of productive things that you could do that way. But what I really want to share with you, and is extremely useful, is this last one. What this does is it will supply every student an identical copy of this document that they will all individually work on, and then they ultimately submit automatically, essentially, for an assignment. That is something that I use all the time. It is extremely useful. So generally I use these two. The first one, where students just view documents like instructions, and then the last one I use extensively. With Google Slides, you could create some really clever Google Slides and interactive Google Slides that kids would manipulate and submit back to you, and they all work on the same individual template, and they're all submitting their own individual work according to the template that you built for them. So these are powerful ways where you can integrate Google Drive to increase your productivity with your students. And I hope that what I shared with you here will maximize your ability to integrate Google Drive with your students.